the elect of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the 12 tribes of Israel, and to condemn the rest of the nations out here, starting with the so-called white man, which is biblically known as the nation of Edom. So today I'm going to bring out a little quick article real fast, actually a couple articles that I ran across on YouTube. One I believe was by an account called Prophetic Seer. The other one was off the Alex Jones show. But both were talking about World War III, because you know that's the time we're in. We're in the time of the third woe. You know, during that third woe is going to be a thermonuclear war, wherein the United States of America will be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, along with Israel, man. The land of Israel. There's 2/3 of Israel, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all gonna be destroyed too. But the elect, the 1/3, the Israel of God, you know, those are the ones that's gonna make it up out of the tribulation, man. Out of the martial law, out of the race wars, out of the famine, out of the diseases, and out of the nuclear destruction, man. Last but not least. So with no further ado, this first article is off the DEBCA files, DEBKA files. And it says, Khamenei warned Iran's top leaders war in weeks. Basically saying Iran is going to be ready to go to war for this third world war within a matter of weeks, man. They're going to be ready militarily. So it says on July 27th, just before Friday's prayers, Iran Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei summoned top Iranian military chiefs for their last war council. We'll be at war within weeks, he told the gathering. DEBCA files exclusive Iranian and intelligence sources disclosed. Present were Defense Minister General Ahmad Vahidi, Khamenei's military advisor General Yahya Rahim Safavi, Armed Forces Chief Major General Saeed Hassan Firuzabadi, Revolutionary Guards Corps Commander General Muhammad Ali Jafari, and Al-Quds Brigade Chief General Qasem Soleimani. The commanders of the Air Force, the Navy, and Ground Forces were also there. So it says each of the participants was tapped to report on the readiness of his branch or sector for shouldering its contingency mission. So it's basically saying all those generals and commanders, they were there to give reports about their branch of the armed service. You know, it says while retaliation had been exhaustively drilled in regular military exercises in the past year, Khamenei ordered the biggest fortification project in Iran's history to save its nuclear program from even the mightiest of America's super weapons. You know, what's one of America's super weapons, man? That thermonuclear missile, man. Those ICBM missiles. But please believe, you know, this so-called white man, he got a lot of how can I say this? More futuristic weapons that he's going to be coming out with, man, during Jacob's trouble. So it says, rocks are being gathered from afar, piled on key nuclear installations, covered with many tons of poured concrete and finally plated with steel. That same Friday, the U.S. Air Force unveiled its new massive ordnance penetrator. Each bunker buster weighs 30,000 pounds and is able to penetrate 60 feet of reinforced concrete. So it's basically saying they got a weapon now that if you know, they was to go up into the bunkers and hide underground and shit, America has weapons now that's able to penetrate those bunkers, penetrate 60 feet of reinforced concrete. So it says, turning to retaliation, the War Council endorsed a battery of paybacks for potential U.S. and or Israeli preemptive strikes against its nuclear program. They would start by announcing enhanced uranium enrichment up to 60% that is close to weapons grade. Off-tested ballistic missiles, Shahab-3, would be loosed against Israel, Saudi Arabia, and American Middle East and Gulf military installations. Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas and Jihad Islami in Gaza stand ready to pitch in against Israel with attacks from the north and the southwest. Saudi oil export terminals will be blown up and mines sown in the Strait of Hormuz to impede the export of 1/5 of the world's oil. Because right now they're saying that they're ready to block the Strait of Hormuz. But the U.S., they have underwater mines over there. So they're basically saying that, you know, the underwater mines will be blown up. They have weaponry to counteract that. Now it says, Khamenei put before his War Council a timeline of weeks for the coming conflict, September or October. So according to the Iranian military specialist, we should be ready for World War III by September or October. You know, that's Lord willing. Lord willing, man, it happens this August. You know, I pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai that it takes place this August. What's up, brother? What's up, bro? Shit, man. Going into these little documents and shit. Alright, this other one came from World War III News.blogspot.com. It says regime changes as foreign forces pile up. This was dated July 25th, 2012, just a few days ago. It says Russian Admiral Kabanenko warship. Russian, Western, and Arab forces were piling up on Syrian borders Wednesday, July 25th, bringing closer a war confrontation which could spur the Assad regime into making good on its threat to use chemical weapons against external aggression. Now he's talking about chemical warfare over there in Syria. And now that was a fear that's been going on for a while, was that they was going to start chemical warfare over there. It says, based on this reading, based on this reading, Moscow added its voice Tuesday to that of U.S. President Obama and warned Bashar Assad against using chemical weapons in view of his commitments under the international convention it ratified prohibiting the use of poisonous gases as a method of warfare. But all is fair in war, man. There's no such thing as rules in warfare, man. The only rule we had as Israelites in warfare was kill all the men, kill all the young children, man, kill all the sons, you know, kill all the wives who've been with men, and take the virgins, man, and take the spoils. Sometimes you kill everything, man, even the cattle, man. That's the only rules in war, man. So it says, with operational intelligence deployment and electronic stations positioned inside of Syria, the Russians are better placed than any other outsiders to know what is happening on Syria's battlefield. Their warning must therefore be tied to solid information confirming Washington's assessment that Assad is dangerously close to deciding to use chemical and biological weapons in a way that would precipitate a regional conflict. Israel, Turkey, and Jordan would be the first targets on this list. The immediacy of the peril, Devka Files military sources report, has speeded the arrival of Russian warships to Syria to counter a potential Western, Arab, or Israeli assault on the embattled country. So it's saying Russian warships were sent to Syria to counteract any attack that Western or Israel, the land of Israel, the Israelis, the so-called Jews, any attack that they would pursue upon Syria. It says the Russian Ministry of Defense, which rarely discloses Russian military movements outside its borders, announced early Wednesday morning, July 25th, that a fleet of Russian warships had passed through the Strait of Gibraltar and entered the Mediterranean. The fleet is headed by the anti-submarine and anti-aircraft Admiral Kabanenko warship and consists of another 3 vessels carrying a large number of Russian Marines. This fleet will rendezvous with the Russian flotilla standing by in the Mediterranean since July 21st. Detached from the Russian Black Fleet and composed of the Smetlivy frigate and 2 large landing craft loaded with Russian Marines, this group awaited the main force before approaching Syria. The fact that Russia is massing large numbers of Marines off the Syrian coast looks as though a landing on Syrian soil is on Moscow's cards. The Russian Marine contingent, Devkofile sources say, will stand ready either to come to the aid of Assad's regime or to serve as a bargaining chip for a last-minute deal between Moscow and Washington for ending the war by establishing a transitional military regime in Damascus whose makeup would be agreed between them and Assad. It goes on saying U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton hinted at this possibility on Tuesday, July 24th, when she said, "We do believe that it's not too late for the Assad regime to commence with planning for a transition." But Clinton also hinted in a more threatening tone that a situation is developing for the creation of in rebel-controlled areas of Syria. More and more territory is being taken and will eventually result in a safe haven inside Syria, which will then provide a base for further actions by the opposition, she said. Clinton didn't name the potential protectors of those havens. However, since the Syrian rebels are short of manpower, Western Muslim or Arab defenders would have to be called in. Wednesday, British military sources in London said the moment is rushing forward for British forces to get involved in what is happening in Syria. Iran and Turkey are not indifferent either. Deputy Iranian Revolutionary Guard Chief Mossad Jazayeri warned on Tuesday, July 24th, that Tehran would not permit regime change in Damascus, and if Syria's enemies intervene, Iran would hit them hard. The Iranian commander pointed a finger at Saudi Arabia, and Qatar, adding that the U.S. and Israel are at the forefront of the comprehensive campaign against Syria, but are being beaten back. This was the first time Tehran had explicitly threatened military intervention in Syria. Wednesday, Turkey shut its border crossing to Syria. Military sources in Ankara confirmed that massive Turkey military strength had been on the move towards the Syrian border. So as you can see, man, through all these current events, we are on the brink of World War III. Not only that, the Lord is really positioning all the world's armies, all the world's military power over there in the Middle East towards the Persian Gulf. And that's the Battle of Armageddon in the Valley of Yehoshaphat, the Valley of Jehoshaphat. So as you can see through watching through current events, like the scriptures say, be circumspect. Circum means around, inspect means to look.